So today we're making a custom order for a company. Company's name is Public Staffing. You only need to make public inside of the candies. The flavor of this batch is strawberry, and the colors we will be mixing are orange and blue. We'll be using a bunch of different colors to try and get to the shade of orange and shade of blue company requires.
This is probably the biggest amount of colors we ever used to make two colors.
I'm gonna try to use orange, yellow and black to make this shade of orange. Black will be used to take off the brightness of the yellow or the orange a bit. So not too much.
A little drop goes a long way.
No.
We'll start in the other corner on the blue.
No, black.
Great.
For the text. Little side note on the letters for this one. We're gonna go in writing script or cursive script instead of capital letters to match the company's house style. So here we have the blue coming up. Hard to tell. And we have to keep in mind that the final color will only be revealed when the candy is stretched. So
this is definitely the hardest part of making candies where specific colors are required, and it is getting to the color that's demanded or asked for, because we only have one shot.
you cannot do this again. So
I think just a small drop of purple as well. Temperature of the sugar is on point to add the citric acid and the white coloring.
So first of all, it's citric acid. The second white powder is white
powder.
coloring.
So we get the question a lot why the white coloring is in powder. That's actually because restrictions were made for another type of white coloring about 2 years ago, and this is about the best alternative that we could find. It's not water soluble, that's why we add it as a powder. Works just as well.
But keep in mind that this piece of sugar will get stretched on the hook or the machine, so it gets bright white after we work with it. But the powder helps a lot. And to make nice visible letters, we need a bright white with a high contrast. So the very satisfying part of seeing the sugar drip on the table is not by coincidence or just for show. It's actually a way to check the color depthness and to see if there's no lumps in it. And it's a way to cool down the liquid part even faster. This is by far the hardest part of making candy, is we have to make every color and divide it so we have enough to make every letter, every symbol, every detail we want in the candy.
Getting the right quantities is also a difficult decision to make. Will we have enough for the outside? Will we have enough for the colors?
It's not something that you can redo or recolor if you're running out of it.
And as you can see, we don't measure by weight. It's just by experience and by looking at the amounts we have on the table.
And to make sure that every piece of sugar we're working with has the same consistency and sugar and roughly the same temperature all through. Ilse is stretching it and folding it onto itself, so we don't have any hard parts or soft parts, but it's basically the same temperature and structure throughout the whole batch. You can see right here with the white that it's still liquid and gooey on the inside, and the outside is slightly harder. I'm going to stretch that out in just a while.
Getting ready for the machine. So what the machine is doing, it is stretching air into the sugar, or trying to stretch air. Yep, got it. And by stretching in the sugar, small amounts of air bubbles are folded between the layers of sugar, which makes it almost double in volume and gives it the nice and bright white shine to it.
So, and how do you know when it's done stretching?
Just by looking at it. And I'm happy with this result.
Can you feel it as well?
I would say no. If it would be stretched on the hook, then I could probably feel the consistency changing. But when it's pulled on the machine, it's determined by sight. So we'll start off with making the P and the B as one. As you can see on the logo, those are actually exactly the same letters but flipped. And while making the letters, we will be going into full concentration mode. So we'll hear you guys later on. P and B. L.
That's already the final letter.
You see that? Very correct. I. And C. The dot on the I. Which I'm going to need a little bit. Yes. That's it. Fits perfectly. Not bad for my first day.
And now we're making it gradually smaller to get a starting point to start stretching the candy.
Using the weight of the batch to do the work. Nice. Into the batch roller. The difficulty here, or at this point in the process, consists of stretching it to about the same constant diameter and stretching it equally. So I can't stretch too hard or the batch might break or shatter. This is the end result. Very happy, to be honest, on how these turn out. Happy with the colors as well. The letters turn out great. Nice and centered. I'll rate this design
8.5?
an 8.5 out of 10. Let us know in the comments if you agree.